Good morning, fellow lighting enthusiasts. Randy here. Thought I'd do a walkthrough in the daytime, as so many people are doing. If anybody can get ideas for props from what we do here, that's great. Getting ready. It's January 1st, 2020. So I'll be doing teardown today, and thought I'd just go ahead and film a quick walkthrough before we actually do the teardown. We use all Falcon controllers. We'll start here right in front with the singing bulbs. Actually running these bulbs. We had some rain here. Let me see if I can get this open without getting water everywhere. There we go. Differential receivers. Love these little ammo boxes. So lots of people have these. They work great. I've had zero issues with these. This is their third season. Absolutely love the singing bulbs. My arches, a lot of people use different materials. This is just standard PVC. It's a thin-walled 1120, and I used strips in it. Oh, not strips. Yes, strips. This is their 5th year. No issues with them. A lot of people are afraid of strips. Strips are evil. Strips are the devil. I've had zero issues in this application. I don't use strips anywhere else. But for my arches, they absolutely work flawlessly. And as you can see, I just use rebar and strap the PVC pipes to it. And I'm high tech. I don't have anything 3D printed. I actually just use paracord to hold the ends together with pipe clamps. Very straightforward and easy. Not everyone has a 3D printer, so sometimes having a solution that doesn't require 3D printing might be useful. These are my mini trees. Just a 2x2 plywood base. I'd heard Keith Hoyle talking about wanting to replace his plywood base, and yet after 3 years it's still holding up. This is my first year with these. They've had absolutely no warping. I painted them black to give them a little protection. The design, I just got the star kind of sitting on top here. And you can see I just put a block of wood up at the height that I wanted, bolted it into the EMT conduit, and it actually screws in to a 4 flange on the bottom. No need for guy wires. It's very stable. 5 strands, and it's a zigzag pattern. So each tree is basically, I'm running it off of 2 ports off of the differential receiver, one for the star and then one for the tree. So the stars are 90 pixels, the trees are 125, so not pushing any limits there. And 1 power supply. So that's the trees. I have 8 of those. Let's look over here to the left real quick. This is a new addition this year, as is my big Phi Panel. This is my Tune 2 sign, and I saw someone had done something similar with little globes on top, and they'd actually wrapped it like a candy cane. I never got around to doing that, but again, the plywood base, and that's a floor flange that holds it up, and then just drilled it, ran EMT across, a couple of S hooks, and boom, it hangs right there. Made the enclosure out of PVC boards, plexi on the front and plexi on the back. And I did 3D print some holders that are inside here. I'm not sure if you can see it there, but those are 3D printed. And I did put a cooling fan in it. Boy, that's hard to see. Just a little cooling fan to give it some circulation. And I actually used rebar to anchor the bases down. This thing didn't move. We had some pretty good windstorms, and it never offered to move. Do have icicle lights the length of the house. This is the Up5 Matrix. It's 30 panels, 5x6. The front, I actually used a marine grade vinyl to help protect it, and it is under an eave, so it did get some moisture on it, but it's remained waterproof. Had no issues with that whatsoever. So that's the P5, and I did the same thing with the enclosure. It is the PVC boards, and then I actually trimmed it and didn't even paint it with just some wood around the outside. Need to finish that a little bit better and paint it and things like that. My window frames are, again, just PVC pipe that I drilled, and each corner, of course, each one of these sections is its own. So I have pigtails on both ends, so it makes it easy for storage. I just unscrew the pigtails, 4 sections come apart, easy storage. One of my controllers, and again, that's just the Falcon. That's the CG style enclosure. Mega Tree, I'd actually done a video on the build for this. My Falcon controller on this one actually has 3 power supplies in the box. I think I can flip this up so you can see it. They're all tied together, and I use that for power injection for the Mega Tree. I did not do anything fancy for the anchor. I simply use the screw down ground anchors. For what I'm doing, it works perfect. And then the star on top. One other thing before we get to the spinners is my original Matrix. Kind of a low density, if you will. It's 22 rows and 46 across, 2-inch spacing. This was my very first Matrix, and I'm actually going to take this next year and I'm going to rotate it sideways, whoop, and hang it on the wall down to the left hand side and just use it as wall cover. It's not very good anymore compared to the Phi panels for video and things of that nature. So I'm actually going to rotate it and hang it on the wall. And then I'm going to add another P5 Matrix hanging in between these 2 windows. And then the last thing are my spinners. Got 8 of those. Each leg, this PVC pipe is painted and drilled. Each leg has 16 pixel nodes, and they're all wired together. See if I zoom in. Can I zoom in? Come on. Nope, it's not gonna let me zoom in. But they're all tied together, and then I just have a PVC frame that holds them in place with sandbags. And you can see, maybe you can see my guy wire going from the top of the Mega Tree, and it actually just goes over to the chimney to give it a little extra strength. We've had absolutely zero issues with anything wanting to fall over, blow over, and we've had some pretty decent wind storms come through. Not as bad as some people have suffered this year, but we've been fortunate. Oh, wait, one more thing. The high-tech, never have to worry about it, Tune 2 sign. Has a flood on it. That's something, right? But that's it, guys. Hopefully somebody can get some ideas from this. Enjoy planning your 2020 holiday display. And Happy New Year to everyone.